Today's cryptic crossword clue is starved bear acquires craving for fast food. This clue comes to us from one of our members, MonZ, and I think there's some tricky stuff going on here, but one thing that I think is fairly easy to spot is the general structure at a high level of this clue. Because I read starved bear acquires craving, and that just seems like wordplay. There's enough going on in there to suggest some kind of manipulation. And then for is a common linking word. In other words, if we do all the work with starved bear acquires craving, that will give us an answer, a replacement for fast food, which is our definition. So at a high level, you can kind of tell how the clue works without ever actually figuring anything out yet. And so now we can kind of zero in on the wordplay, which will give us some kind of fast food. And the wordplay is starved bear acquires craving, and acquires seems like a containing indicator. In other words, something that can be starved bear acquires or gets, takes within itself, takes possession of another word for craving. And I say another word for craving because craving has 7 letters in it. Our answer's 6 letters long. We're sort of thinking that craving is going to go inside some other letters. We need to make craving shorter, but there aren't any words around it that are indicators, that suggest manipulation, that suggest kind of deletion or selection, ways to make those 7 letters shorter. We're just going to need to replace that 7-letter word, craving, with a substitute that's much shorter. And then that will go inside whatever starved bear is. And starved bear itself also needs to be very short, probably 2 letters. It's probably going to take a 4-letter word for craving inside its 2 letters, and that's going to give us our 6 letters. So can starved bear become 2 letters or maybe 3 letters? Well, you gotta use some stretchy imagination here. But if a bear is starved, it's empty, right? Like it hasn't eaten, it's full of nothing, it's famished. We're going to take the insides out of bear. That is starved bear. It's just left with its skin. It's a shell. It's hollow. And so we have the B and the R, and that's going to go at the start and end of our answer. And if you think of a fast food that starts with B and ends with R, you might think of the word burger. And there we can see our substitute for craving inside. It's the word urge. Starved bear acquiring craving is BR acquiring urge, giving us burger, which is a kind of fast food.